Hello everyone, so welcome you back to Ashok Tutorials, Meghalaya's first Mtet channel, right? So I hope you guys are doing well. The exam is approaching, right? The exam is just around the corner and I hope you guys are doing well. You are preparing well, right? You're giving enough time to your paper. You're giving enough time to the subjects for which you are preparing, right? So this is the channel which provides you good enough study materials, good enough videos, good enough explanations, right? So I'm very happy that you people are loving the channel. You are showing your love and support to this Ashok Tutorials, and every day when I wake up I see good positive comments in my comment section. That makes my day, right? So I really feel happy and thank you so much, and I feel so privileged, so honored in order to be in the midst of you guys. And yes, I always keep on telling you that kindly join the Telegram group. So friends, do join the Telegram group. See, in my channel, that is Ashok Tutorials, we have around 1095 subscribers, but in Telegram we have just 121 members. All right, so I just want you to join the Telegram group. In YouTube I might not be available every day or every hour, but in Telegram I am approachable, so you can text me, you can talk to me in Telegram group, and if you need any help and support, you can always reach to us. All right, so this is what I wanted to say. So it is my humble request for you guys to join the Ashok Tutorials channel as soon as possible, right? And the last date is also approaching. So this month itself is the last date for filling up your online Mtet application form. So I hope you have already started filling it up, right? And regarding the eligibilities, I hope you all are clear now, no doubts, right? And many of you keep on asking me like, sir, I don't know how to join the Telegram group, or where should I where should I connect with you, how should I connect with you? You do not know. So Telegram, you just install the app called Telegram. All right, install the app, it is safe. And why am I using Telegram app? I'm using that because large MB, that large file. All right, large file also you can send through Telegram. Not just like in WhatsApp. Now what happens if you are sharing a photo? What happens? The quality of the photo decreases, but when you are sending it through Telegram, so suppose you are sending a video of 400 MB, and that will be received by me as 400 MB only. There will be no compromises in the quality of the video, right? So that's the reason why we are using Telegram group, right? So whatever needs to be shared, I have already shared in the Telegram group. So friends, you are welcome to join the group and be the member of Telegram group. All right, Ashok Tutorials. So it's been around 6 months now. So it's been around 6 months that Ashok Tutorial channel is growing drastically. Why? Because of you all guys. You are showing your love and support. And remember that Ashok Tutorials is Meghalaya's first Mtet channel, right? And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I can see some more channels coming up, all right, which is like coming up about Mtet. So that's why I'm saying like this, according to my knowledge, my channel is the first one, right? And I do not know if there was any, but according to me, my channel is the first channel which teaches about Mtet, that is Meghalaya Teachers Eligibility Test. So I hope I have talked quite a lot. So let's jump into the topic. Let's see what we have covered in the last section, the part 1. Yes, so this video is going to be of Mtet syllabus 2023 paper 1 English, and the full mark here is 30, right? 30 marks. So since I'm talking about this 30 marks, I just have got a little bit of I just want to share a little point. So that is what you see, friends. Every subject Be it, again I'm saying, this is repeating only, actually in last video also I have already said this. What is that? That is that in child development and pedagogy, or in English, Garo, Khasi, Nepali, science, social science, mathematics, EVS, everywhere, you know what you have? You have pedagogy. What you have? You have pedagogy. So, you know, I know many friends, many of my friends, many of my subscribers, we are afraid of what? We are afraid of mathematics. We think like, oh, I do not know enough of mathematics. It's been so many years that I've never practiced a sum of mathematics because I belong to BCom, or I belong to arts background, or I have just passed my class 12, so I do not know enough of mathematics. So you must be worrying, thinking this, that how will I pass without mathematics? How am I going to pass my Mtet examination, right? So friends, you do not need to worry at all. Why? Why you don't have to worry? Because, you know, in every subject, pedagogy is given. What is given? Pedagogy is given. And if not for 15, at least for 10 marks, it is given. If I'm not mistaken, it is given for 15 marks. So, you know, maths does not mean that from question number 1 to question number 30, you have to solve. No, you don't have to do that. 15 marks will be pedagogy based. All right? What based? Pedagogy based, which means in that type of questions, in that type of MCQs, you will not be asked to solve it. In fact, you'll be asked like, you know, practical questions will be asked. Like, what do you mean by inductive reasoning, or what do you mean by deductive reasoning, or like what is an even number, what is an odd number, or how a child can, you know, how the learning of mathematics can help a child in day-to-day life activities, or how can you relate mathematics with the environment outside the classroom. So many things are there, you know. So that's why I keep on saying, and I'm saying right now as well, that make your pedagogy strong. Make your pedagogy strong. So once your pedagogy is strong, you can really pass this Mtet examination. This becomes a cakewalk for you, you know, if your pedagogy is strong. Because, you know, forget about maths, other subjects, everywhere pedagogy is given for 10 to 15 marks. So everywhere that mark you can take for granted, you know, you'll get only that marks if your pedagogy is strong. And why am I saying this? You know, in my pedagogy paper, I think I got 29 out of 30. 29 out of 30. So if you are also well versed with your pedagogy subject, you know, you can pass this examination very, very effortlessly. So do not worry, my dear friends. Believe in yourself and believe in Ashok tutorials, and you will definitely pass, right? Hey, all right, let's go again. So here today we are going to learn about part 2, all right? Not paper 2. I'm not saying paper 2. I'm saying paper 1 English part 2. So what are we going to learn here? So let's see what we are going to learn here. See, last time we have learned all this, all right? We have learned all this. So we were somewhere around here, yes, if I'm not mistaken actually. So we are here in this part, all right? Here in this part. So today we are going to study about oral language development. Now, what do you understand by the term oral? Oral means it has got something to do with sound. It has got something to do with mouth. It has got something to do with vocal cord, right? Which means we need to speak, or we need to read, right? So this means oral. So oral language development. What is oral language development? You must be wondering, right? Well, I am also wondering. So let's see, what does it mean? Actually, I'm not wondering. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Oral language development refers to the process by which individuals acquire and improve their ability to use spoken language for communication. See, this is what I said just a few seconds away, right? So oral language development means the speaking skills. How well are you able to communicate? How well are you able to express your thoughts? How well you are able to make understand your point of view to the opposite person. So that is your oral language developmental skills. how orally, how well versed you are in the type of language in which you are speaking, be it Khasi, be it English, be it Hindi, be it Garo, right? This development starts in early childhood and continues throughout one's life. See, language development starts when the child is just a few, few months or few years old. The language development starts. It encompasses various aspects of language, including vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, and pragmatics. The social use of language. Now, what does it say? See, there are different components. There are different components of language. It's like vocabulary. What do you understand by vocabulary? Vocabulary means how strong is your understanding of the words, the word meanings, right? Vocabulary. So rappers like Eminem, 50 Cent, right? Lil Wayne. So all this, and Indian rappers also. Who was that? The famous one? Honey Singh, right? Honey Singh. Then MUA, Divine. So all these rappers, they have a command, very good command over what? Over their vocabulary, which means these people can use and they know the meaning of different words, right? They have very good vocabulary, which means they know enough of what? They know enough of different type of languages, and they know the meaning of different words. Suppose if you ask me, how are you, sir? I will say I'm fine. Or if you say, how are you, sir? I'll say I'm good. If you ask me, how are you, sir? I'll say I'm doing well. So there are different ways of saying this, but the people who have strong vocabulary, they are excellent in all this. And the best, let me name that person again. So Eminem, Eminem, right? He is the best rapper. He is the best rapper who sings hip hop songs, right? Rap songs. So when you go through his Wikipedia, you'll find that he is one of the singer who have a very good vocabulary, right? Now pronunciation. Let's see what about pronunciation. So pronunciation means how well you can pronounce a word. How well you can pronounce a word, right? For example, let us say about psychology. What's that? Psychology. So what's the spelling of psychology? Psychology, right? So psychology. If you are not well versed with the pronunciation, you will pronounce it otherwise, right? Psychology, you might use the word P also. Pneumonia. In pneumonia, we do not use the word P. P is silent, right? Then there are different type of words, like your pronunciation matters, because if your pronunciation is not clear, then your intention, what you intended to say, might be misunderstood by the opposite person, right? So your pronunciation should be very good. Grammar. What is grammar? Grammar means what is the structure of that sentence, how you speak that particular sentence. If you are not able to say what you want to say, the opposite person will misunderstand, right? Will misunderstand you. So you have to be well versed with the grammar, how to say that particular word. I am going to market. You cannot say I am market. Can you say? We cannot say. You have to say I am feeling hungry. You cannot say hungry am or hungry I am. Though we speak that way, but it does not mean that's a grammatically correct sentence, right? So English teachers will know better than me, so let me not stretch it so much. And pragmatics, the social use of language. So how are we using the language socially, right? Here are some examples of oral language development. See, some examples are given here. Let's see. Vocabulary. Acquisition. Children begin by learning individual words and their meanings. Yes. What do we do in smaller classes? When we are in LKG, UKG classes, nursery and KG, what do? We learn A for apple, before ball, right? All these things we learn. So we learn one word. Even before this, we learn one letter. A, B, C. Alphabets we learn, right? Then after, we combine the words and learn a word. And after learning the word, we learn the sentence, right? So, children begin by learning individual words and their meanings. As they grow, they expand their vocabulary by acquiring more words. For example, a toddler might first learn simple words like mommy and daddy and then progress to more complex terms like butterfly or television. Now, what does it mean? Toddler means what? Toddler means the small child who is not able to walk, who is crawling, or who is walking with his hand and with his arms and with his knees. All right, so those are toddlers who are not able to stand properly, not able to walk properly. So those child who belongs to this category of age will not be able to speak the technical terms like butterfly or television. For them it is too high, but of course they will learn to speak mummy and daddy, right? Mummy and daddy. In Garo, what do we say? I and Baba, right? I and Baba. Then in Khasi we say May, right? May and Pa. So this two, Pa, I suppose. Yes, I think it is Pa only, right? If not, please comment and correct me. Then let's see what more we have. All right. Phonological development. Before I speak on this, I would like to read this. This involves the development of speech sound. For instance, a baby may initially babble and make simple sounds like b, or the, and over time they refine their pronunciation and produce more complex speech sounds. See, every language a child learns, the child directly will not say Papa, Mummy. The child will not say this. The child will babble. Babble means what? The child will not be able to say that word straight. The child will say mummy like that, no? Like that. Like that the child will say babbling. This is called what? Babbling, right? Like that. The like that the child speaks, right? So phonological means related to sound. Phone, mobile phone, right? Mobile phones, PHONE. This phone word means sound actually, right? Technically it means sound. So whenever we hear phonological development, it means it has something to do with the sound, all right? Grammar development. As children grow, they learn the rules of grammar and how to structure sentences. They start with basic sentence structures and gradually learn to form more complex sentences. For example, a young child might say, I play ball, and later they say, I'm playing with my favorite ball. Yes. So everything starts from the initial, from the small, from the simple to the complex, right? Simple to the complex it goes. So a child might say, this my ball. Then as the child grows, the child might start to say, this is my ball, or this is my favorite ball, right? This is my mummy. And later the child might start saying, this is my mother who loves me a lot. So as you are growing, you develop all-round development: physical development, cognitive development, moral development, emotional development, social development, then all this, all right? So that, and this language development also. Yes, let's see. Pragmatic skills. This aspect involves learning how to use language in social context. Children learn when it's appropriate to speak, how to take turns in a conversation, and how to adjust their language for different situations. For instance, a child learns to use polite language when talking to adults and casual language with friends, right? So what does it mean? It means that pragmatic skills means the social skills, how disciplined or how well mannered you are when you are speaking to your fellow friends, or when you are speaking to your teachers, when you are speaking to your parents, when you are speaking to with your friends, right? So how cautious you are. So suppose I am talking right now, you are also talking. So sometimes what happens, nobody listens. If everybody is talking, who will listen? Nobody will listen, right? So we have got how many mouths? One mouth. How many ears? 2 ears. So we should always try to listen more and speak less. We should always try to listen more and speak less. But it does not mean that you cannot speak. Of course, you speak. When it is your turn, you speak. But you should know how you should wait for your turn, how you should listen to the other person's point of view. Now, what happens, we people, we listen in order to answer back. We listen in order to reply. We are not listening actually for the sake of listening, but we are listening because we feel once the person is speaking, we are already, before that person finishes what he wants to say, we are ready with our answers. So this is what happens when we do not have a good pragmatic skills. So a good pragmatic skills means how to wish your elders, how to talk to your elders, how to wait for your turns, right? And how to frame your sentences, how to say those words, those beautiful words, like if you do something wrong, you should be polite enough, humble enough to say sorry sir, or sorry mummy, or sorry papa, right? Or sorry friends. And if you have done something good, you know what to say, right? And if suppose you want to request somebody to do some favor for you, how you should approach that person, how should be the tone of your voice. The problem in this world is not what you say. The problem of this world is how you say it. The tone of the voice. The tone of the voice. Your tone of the voice matters. The same thing. Suppose you are saying something aggressive, but your tone of voice is very smooth. The opposite person might not be hurt that much. But if you say a simple word in a wrong tone, the person might misunderstand you. So this is why, my friends, whenever we are having these pragmatic skills, or whenever we are talking, or conversing with friends or with elders, we should be very much cautious enough about what type of tone we are talking in, right? So our tone matters a lot. So why am I speaking so much on this? Because this is one of the skills which we have to adapt as teachers, right? We are what? We are all teachers. We are Mtet aspirants, right? So we are all teachers, but before teachers, we are all humans. And every human, we want to have a feeling of belongingness, right? We want to belong somewhere, right? To whomever we are talking, we want to be friendly with that person. We want to have a good relationship with that person, right? So, all right, I'm speaking so much, no? All right, let's go to the next one. That narrative development. This involves the ability to tell stories and express ideas coherently. As children develop their oral language skills, they become better at constructing narratives and explaining events. For example, a young child may describe an event in simple terms, while an elder child can provide more detailed and organized narrative. You know what is narrative development? It means the power or the skills of narration. Suppose you are asked in the assembly to explain about the biography of APJ Abdul Kalam, right? So here you will be narrating a story, right? You will be narrating a story. You will say like APJ Abdul Kalam was known as the missile man of India. He was the former president of India, right? So all those things you'll say. And like, unfortunately, we lost APJ Abdul Kalam in our own state, Meghalaya, right? I hope your friends know that. So we lost our scientist APJ Abdul Kalam in our own state of Meghalaya in Shillong, right? So I think unfortunately he suffered heart attack at IIM Shillong, right? And later on he was shifted to Bethany Hospital, where he was declared to be brought dead, right? So that was very unfortunate of us. So narration means how well you are able to express your ideas in the form of an event, in the form of a story. Suppose today you went to market, all right? You went to market and you have seen a KFC opened up, right? A KFC opened up. So what will you say? Next time when you go to your friends, you'll say, hey, Like I have seen a KFC, newly a KFC building has come up, and you know that is just next to the HDFC Bank building, behind that petrol pump. So you know you will be able to narrate the story very nicely, and you know those people who have good narration skills, you know, we like to listen to them, right? Those who are able to speak what they want to speak in a story form, in a very, you know, in a very good way, in a very cheesy way, in a very easy way, right? In a very simple way. So we learn to listen to them, right? But like no head no tail of your story, who will listen to it? Nobody will listen to it, right? Even I will not listen to it. Even you will not listen to me if there is no head and tail of my story. So that's why, you know, you should be properly using the subject and object about like you want to discuss in your narration, right? Now, idiomatic expression. Over time, individuals learn idiomatic expression and figures of speech which are not always transparent from the literal meaning of words. For example, understanding phrases like "it's raining cats and dogs" or "break a leg" is part of oral language development. See, friends, I personally would like to say that you know, I really love to use the idioms and phrases. I really love to use proverbs. All right, friends, so let's continue. So here I was saying that idiomatic expression, right? See, you know, those people who are very much expert in speaking English, we don't speak Sida Sida, which means we like to add some phrases and we like to add some quotations in our speech, right? Suppose if I want to say like, oh, this task, you know, writing by looking at the board is very easy, I will not say it this way. I will say it like, you know, writing by looking at the board is just a cakewalk. It's just a cakewalk, which means it's very simple. It's very simple, right? So this is how we talk. And you know, when we describe about life, we say that life is not a bed of roses, but it's full of ups and downs. Life is not a bed of roses, but it's full of up and down, which means that life is not simple. Life is complicated. Life is full of problems. You know, life, you know, it does not mean that life is all problematic. Sometimes we have happiness, sometimes we have sadness, right? So different type of experiences we go throughout our lives, right? And also there are quotes like which says, do not cry over spilled milk, right? Which means if somebody, example, like we are telling our students, right? Hey, study. If you don't study now, you will fail in exam. If you don't study nicely, you might fail in exam. So start preparing, start studying. So what do the children do? What do the students do? They study, they do not study, right? And then later on, unfortunately, they fail and then they cry. But does that crying like help that particular student in any way? I don't think so. It will not help, because fail means fails. Fail means fail, right? It's gone. So that's why we say do not cry over spilled milk. So there are lots, you know, I know a lot of it actually. So you also try to improve, try to use these kind of phrases in your speech, all right? You know, in Garo, I think we call it what? We call it, in Garo, we call it what? Agan Meapa or something we call it, all right? I'm not sure. So you please try to find it out, all right? So, what was that? I have studied before. Like it was like Angkerong Chikwa, right? Angkerong Chikwa, then Mengo Alraa, then Makre Parinia, right? So these things, these are different type of phrases which we use to describe the different type of people, right? Then, all right. So these are lovely quotes which I really love from Garo text, right? Agan Meapa, I think we have studied that. Achak grammar also we have studied, right? So there we used to learn about all this. So my friends will be telling me in the comment section what do they mean by Angkerong Chikwa. Angkerong Chikwa, if I'm not mistaken, it is about somebody like who takes so much of time, right? Who takes so much of time to do something. And Makre Pari Nia, I think this means that you know, worsening the situation, which means something small might have happened, but you are exaggerating that so much, you know, that it's growing more and more. The problem you are making, just a small issue, you are making it a very big one. In English we call it building mountains out of molehills. Molehills means what? Molehill means where the rats and all, where the rodents they live, right? And mountains means what? Mountains, you know, what are mountains? So mountains and molehills are very, very different. One is giant and one is very dwarf, very small. So that's why we call somebody building mountains out of molehills, which means if somebody is making such a small problem also a big one, a big issue, so those type of situation we call it building mountain out of molehills, right? So there are lots and lots, you know. Please share your thoughts, please share whatever the different type of phrases you know and you speak. I would love to hear that from you. So let's see now, accents and dialects. What do you understand by accents? Accents means how well, what is your accent? See, you know, the problem which we have is that we always, you know, right now I am speaking English, right? You also speak English. But what happens? We, by default, try to speak the English with the accent of our mother tongue. With the accent of our mother tongue, right? So, you know, if somebody like, like I would not say that actually. So suppose if a Hindi speaking guy speaks English, then whatever the origin or the background he belongs to, we can find out by the tone of his voice, by the accent, right? So we are Indians, right? So we have Bengalis, we have Biharis, we have Assamese, we have Nepalese, we have Khasis, we have Garos, we have Hajong, we have Dalu, then we have Rabha, we have Boro, right? So different type of people, you know. So English is not our mother tongue, right? Is English our mother tongue? No, English is not our mother tongue. But then we all speak in English. So whenever we are speaking in English, so sometimes what happens, by default, the accent which we are using in English, it turns out to be the accent of our mother tongue or any of the language which we are well versed in, right? So this is what happens. So let's see what they have written. Depending on the linguistic environment, individuals may develop accents or dialects unique to their region or community. This is also part of language development. See, the same thing they are saying here, what I already said. So depending on the type of environment in which we live, suppose NRI, you know NRI, no? Non-residential Indian, I suppose the full form is. So NRIs. So NRI is coming from where? NRI is coming from the Western world, right? So they have the origin in India, but they stay out of India. So, you know, according to the culture, according to the community, according to the environment in which they are staying, they develop their language skills, right? Now, you know the PM, UK PM, right? Rishi Sunak. So he is originally from India, but he is the PM of what? PM of UK, right? So the accent which he speaks English is different from the accent how we speak English, right? Katrina Kaif. So you might have heard Katrina Kaif speaking in English. So her, you know, her accent is also again different. So this is what our environment or the society or the community in which we are living does to our language. All right, so oral language development is a continuous process that evolves over time, influenced by exposure to language, interaction with others, and cognitive growth. It is a fundamental aspect of human communication and forms the basis for written language skills as well. So this is all we will do in this video. So oral language development is a continuous process. It is not a system. It is not a process like today you learn the language, tomorrow you forget the language, today you will speak, tomorrow you will not speak. It's not like that. It's continuously happening, right? Just like our growth and development is continuous process, is a lifelong process, right? So language learning is also a continuous and a lifelong process, which means every day we are learning something new. Dictionaries are there to help us learn the vocabulary, right? Our vocabulary skills increases when we use dictionaries, when we try to find out the meaning of the word, right? So it says that it is a continuous process, and our language is influenced by the exposure, how much you are exposing yourself with the language, how much you are practicing that language, right? And it is always fun, you know, fun and enjoying, and you know, it feels so good if you are learning a certain language. So suppose you are Garo and you happen to be staying in Khasi Hills, so you try to learn Khasi language. It sounds so cute and so, you know, so what to say, lovely, and we feel so good, you know, in language, any other language, in learning the language which is like which we do not usually speak. And suppose if somebody from Khasi Hills happen to go to Garo Hills, and if that person is learning the Garo language, for that person also the Garo language will be very cute, right? Very cute and very, like, you know, spatial. That person will feel like so happy to learn that Garo language. So this thing happens, you know, when we try to learn others language. So it is always a good thing that we, wherever we go, we try to adapt, we try to learn the language of that particular place, right? It is fun, you know, it is full of fun. We feel so happy. Actually, I feel so happy, so I hope you also feel the same. Then interaction with others. So how do you communicate? In Meghalaya, of course, maximum of the places we communicate with English, right? We talk in English. But in Assam, we talk in Assamese, or we might talk in Bengalis and all, right? So these are the different languages. But it depends on the type of region in which you are, right? Or cognitive growth. Cognitive means what? Cognitive means mental growth or mentally growing. So it is a fundamental aspect of human communication and forms the basis for written language skills as well. So what happens, you know, whatever you speak, then only you write, right? So it does not mean that you are very good at speaking and you are very, like, average in writing. So if your speaking skill is good, if your reading skill is good, definitely your writing skill will also be good. So these are interrelated, right? Reading, writing, listening and speaking are all interrelated, and these are the skills of language developments. So today we have discussed about oral language development. So thank you everyone for staying connected to Ashok Tutorials, Meghalaya's first Mtet channel, right? So keep showing your love and support, and anything, any issue, any suggestions, any feedbacks are always welcome from your side, all right? So you are I'll be happy if you comment in the comment section, and you know, I'm really loving whenever you make the good positive comments, no, about my channel, about me. So I feel so happy the whole day, you know, it makes my day actually. I feel so happy that, oh, somebody has commented this. So I really enjoy reading your comments. So my humble request is to join the Telegram group. So I always used to provide the link, alright? So I'm providing the link always in the videos. So kindly join the Telegram group and be the part of Telegram community of Ashok Tutorials. So keep in touch till we meet again. Wish you all the best and happy learning. Thank you everyone for being connected to Ashok Tutorials. Thank you.